Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Richard. This is my channel. I'm going to have a drink, and we're going to talk about giving friends loans. I, of course, am having a drink because I've gotten to the point in my life where I have too much alcohol sitting around. I do need to use it up. I bet you all wish you had that problem. And drinking will loosen my thoughts a bit, help me let my guard down, and therefore make me more informative of my opinion to you. Now, for every 1,000 subscribers, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. If you would be so kind as to comment, like, and subscribe, you'd be doing your part for a better world. Now then. So, a fellow who lives on my street, I really wouldn't call him a friend. Just, person from my neighborhood who I kind of tolerate, and he's one of those people that's just utterly mentally broken and can't hold down a job, doesn't have a car. He lives in a house that was paid for many, many years ago. He used to take care of his mother. She's passed away. Now he lives alone in a house he can't really afford to maintain. So he's very similar to my own situation, really, only he can't hold his liquor. Came by one day, said he needed money for food. Asked me for a 20, and I gave it to him. I figured, yes, he'll never pay me back. This is a great way to get rid of him, because he's always asking for something. And to my surprise, he paid me back. Then he showed up a week or two later, and he wanted even more money. Wanted $60. And, on the one hand, I don't have a lot of money, but on the other hand, $60 is not a lot of money to me. It's like I'm the kind of person who has $10,000 problems and $20,000 problems, not the kind of person that has $60 problems. So it's like, I'm not having the I don't have the money to fill my gas tank or buy food. I'm having the I don't have money to get my bathroom remodeled sort of a problem. I don't have the money to replace my carpet or to, have my oven repaired. Things like that. Things that are expensive, So I gave him $60, and he left. And then he came back, I think 2 weeks later maybe, and he said, I don't have the 60, but here's 20. And I said, no, dude, you hang on to it till you have the 60. And you would think, well, why would you do that? Because you're probably never going to see that 60, and if you are, it's better to have 20 than nothing. And the answer is that one of those things you will see with addictive personalities is they'll be like, hey, I paid you back. No, you just got it. You just basically got $40 out of the deal. Then you come back and you want more, but you gave me some back. So it's like, yes, I'm actively trying to give it back, but it's like, if you're always borrowing money, you're going to keep always borrowing money. When I was in junior high school, I think, I had a friend every day, can I borrow $1? Can I borrow $1? And he never paid me back. So one day I said no. And he was furious. He thought that he was entitled to $1 every day. And he's never paid me back. Of course, he never had the money. But then when we got older, he was always trying to borrow money. And the reason being is that he basically was a drug addict. That's what I assume. I don't know. He did say that he used to do cocaine. And, it got to the point, it's like, no, I'm not going to give you any more money. It's like, I have bills. It's like, dude, you keep asking for money. You can never pay it back. This is now your problem, not my problem. I mean, last I heard he was actually a teacher. is still never contacted me and said, hey, dude, let me pay you back or anything like that. So once I cut the money off, the friendship ended. So loaning people money isn't something I like doing. If you're going to give somebody money, never expect to see it back. But here is this guy, I'll give you 20, he'll show up next week, ask for another 60, and you'll be like, no, dude, you owe me 40. Well, but I paid you the 20 back. And that's true, it's just irrelevant. So, if he came in and said, hey, I really need money, it's like, look, dude, you already owe me 60. I'm not going any more than that. It's a hard point. Well, I was going to pay. It's like, yeah, I don't care. If you keep needing money and keep not having the money to pay me back, this means that you don't have the money to pay me back. This isn't, I need a loan until payday. This is, I don't have money because I'm spending it on the wrong things and I'm not taking care of the right stuff. This is the same gentleman, by the way, that says he has a refrigerator in his house that hasn't opened for 10 years and is still plugged in. So, I told him, I said, look, we need to unplug it, sit it in the backyard for a couple of days until it defrosts, because it's probably a giant block of ice, and, then see what's up with it, because it's probably what happened is something got stuck in there and it turned into a giant block of ice, which is something that refrigerator freezers used to do back in the day. I had a similar problem with my refrigerator. There's a grommet that plugs up. But, he told me that, I think, before the pandemic. 6 years ago, maybe. Maybe even more. Maybe it was during the pandemic, so that would make it 4 years ago. Okay, but so that's like 14, 15 years this refrigerator has been sitting in your house, plugged in, drawing electricity, and you haven't dealt with the problem. Won't even let me come into his house to see what's up to get it fixed. All right? So the dude just doesn't know how to get things done. And it's like at a certain point, you have to look at this person and say, dude, you're the guy, you're Danny from Tortilla Flat, If you remember that book, or was it Tortilla Curtain? I don't remember. Anyway, I think these people were in New Mexico, and they were like, we could get the electricity turned on in our house. Why would we do that? We need to use the money for wine. And they got the house from an inheritance, and basically they drank every penny they could get their hands on. These were people who could get a job and didn't. And it's like what happened in the end was their friend was not doing very well, and they're like, let's get some wine and make him feel better. Wine seems to be what makes him feel better. And they went out there and they finally got jobs and they made a lot of money. I think this was during Prohibition. And they went out there and they got all the wine, had a big party, and the dude died. That was the book. I remember it in high school. But there's that thing. It's like, these addictive personalities, I got money in my pocket. Money is for buying alcohol. That's what I do with my money. That is their basic thing. And it's like if you gave them enough money, they would drink themselves to death. That's an addictive personality. Now, there are people who... there were studies where we took people off the street, winos, took them off the street, and they're the kind of people, they drink all the time, they spend all their money on booze, put them in an apartment with unlimited access to alcohol, and they actually drank less because they were drinking alcohol in order to cope with how much their life sucked. There's that fly again. So, yeah, it's one of those things that you have to understand is that some people drink because they need the pain to go away, and some people drink because they like to drink. I think this person may be a little of both. But I tell you, I don't want him to partially pay back a loan. I want him to not ask for the next one. And not accepting money until he has all of it, he's a lot more likely not to ask for the next one. Anyway, that's all I have to talk about today. Thank you for sharing this one with me. I'm Richard.
Bro, it would be totally gnarly if you would comment, like, and subscribe. Then we could totally catch some sick waves together. I'm Danger Ducky.